Tay, thank you so much for hopping on. Oh, Shelby, thank you so much for hopping on. You are the best. This has been a blast.
And so sorry that it's literally been so long since this happened. Hey,
should I leave?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, at this point, I think everyone should leave.
Taylor Swift has never appeared publicly on a red carpet with one of her boyfriends. She's certainly never done a long-form interview, podcasting at all, but certainly with one of her significant others throughout history. And she has a totally different energy about her than what I think she's been pretty famous for.
To my fans in an interview. You know
Okay.
what those words mean. I'm saying.
What's up, Celebrity Emotions fam? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe for all the juiciest updates on your favorite stars. Today we've got some insider details about a shocking twist in the world.
On the latest episode of New Heights, fans got way more than just football talk. The podcast suddenly turned into a rom-com when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started showering each other with the kind of adorable PDA that had everyone, including Jason Kelce, blushing. What was supposed to be a regular chat quickly turned into a full-on flirt fest with Travis sneaking in little smooches and Taylor giggling and teasing him right back. The chemistry was so natural and so obvious that it almost felt like the cameras had disappeared and we were just watching two people in love being their authentic selves. Jason, of course, was right there in the middle of it all, trying to play the role of host but cracking up as he watched his little brother turn the podcast into a love story. He could not hide his smile, even when he joked about how awkward it felt to be sitting in the front row for the couple's playful banter. Instead of looking annoyed, Jason looked like the classic big brother who was half embarrassed and half thrilled to see his siblings so happy. For fans, the moment was pure gold. Seeing Travis and Taylor so comfortable that they forgot about the microphones made it clear just how strong their connection is. And Jason's reactions only added to the fun, with Swifties and NFL fans alike gushing over how sweet it was to see the Kelce brothers welcome Taylor so naturally into their world. It was not cringy PDA. It was the kind of wholesome, heartwarming moment that leaves everyone smiling. Even Jason, who might have been blushing, but was clearly enjoying every second of it.
Such a nice color on you.
Yes, I know. It's the color of your eyes. That's why we match so well.
Got to do podcast.
By now, you have definitely heard the news that shook both the music world and the sports world. Last week, Taylor Swift decided to drop a bombshell about her upcoming 12th studio album. And she did it in the most unexpected place. Not on a red carpet, not in a glossy magazine interview, but right on her boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast, New Heights. The moment was pure Taylor, mixing business with personal life in a way that felt effortless and surprisingly intimate. The interview stretched on for 2 hours, and fans came away feeling like they had been given an all-access pass into Taylor and Travis's world. This was not just an album announcement. It was a glimpse into how the biggest pop star on the planet and one of the NFL's most famous players actually live when the cameras are not around. And let me tell you, the details were delicious. They laughed together. They teased each other. They even talked about baking sourdough bread like it was the most natural thing in the world. At one point, they started chatting about family dinners and how much time they spend with each other's relatives, which only made the whole thing feel even more cozy. For longtime Swifties, it was a jaw-dropping moment because Taylor has built her reputation on keeping her private life, well, private. Yes, she writes songs that hint at romance, heartbreak, and love stories, but she has rarely sat down and openly shared details about what her day-to-day looks like with a partner. That is why so many fans walked away stunned. They could not believe how relaxed she seems sitting next to Travis, answering personal questions and even laughing off inside jokes that only the two of them understood. The reactions online were just as entertaining as the podcast itself. Newer fans of Taylor, who had never seen her in such a candid light, were quick to call it one of the most personal and revealing appearances of her career. Many pointed out that the level of comfort she showed could only mean one thing. This relationship with Travis feels different. It feels bigger. It feels like she is letting the world see more of her than she ever has before. Some even went so far as to speculate that Taylor being this open is a sign that she knows this is the real deal, far more serious than any of her past romances. If there was ever any doubt about just how smitten Taylor Swift is with Travis Kelce, the latest episode of New Heights cleared that right up. The podcast turned into part album announcement, part romantic comedy, and part family hangout, and fans are still buzzing about the very public display of affection that took over the entire 2 hours. The truth is, Taylor has never really been the queen of PDA. Yes, she has written some of the most iconic love songs of our generation, but she has always kept her real-life romance a little more tucked away, which is why seeing her so playful and openly affectionate with Travis was a massive deal. It was not just casual hand-holding or a sweet smile. This was full-on chin-grabbing, smooching, giggling, and the kind of flirty banter that makes you feel like you're intruding on a private date night. The couple could barely keep their eyes off each other. And Jason Kelce, who was sitting right there as co-host, was clearly both amused and slightly caught off guard by just how lovey-dovey the two of them were being. At one point, Taylor leaned over, held Travis's face, and told him flat out, "You're so handsome." Travis, not missing a beat, fired right back with, "She's so hot when she says big words." Cue the collective gasp and swoon from everyone listening. And it did not stop there. The show had a little bit of everything. Bread puns as the two talked about their new obsession with sourdough, whispered jokes across the mic, random little kisses here and there, and the kind of lingering stars that let you know this is not some casual fling. Taylor was glowing, Travis was grinning ear to ear, and Jason looked like he was third-wheeling the cutest date ever. What really stood out to fans was how natural it all felt. Taylor was not trying to hide. She was not holding back, and she was not putting on some distant pop star persona. She was just a woman totally in love with her boyfriend, completely comfortable showing it off in front of millions of listeners. For someone who has famously kept her past romances very low-key, this shift is telling. It screams that this is different, that Travis is different, and that she is ready to be open because she knows this relationship is the real thing. By the end of the episode, fans were not just excited about the new music. They were buzzing over how Taylor and Travis seemed to have built this sweet little world together. One filled with inside jokes, playful teasing, sourdough experiments, and yes, plenty of PDA. It was verbal affection, physical affection, and everything in between. And for Swifties who have watched her guard her heart for years, it felt like the most romantic sign yet that Taylor has found someone she is not afraid to love out loud. One of the most powerful moments on the podcast came when Taylor opened up about the day she finally got her master's back. It was a story I've waited years to hear her tell in detail, and it turned into an emotional scene that revealed just how much Travis has become her rock. Taylor recalled getting the life-changing phone call from her mom, Andrea, telling her that her music catalog was finally hers again. The weight of that moment hit her so hard that she literally fell to the floor, crying uncontrollably. She remembered stumbling into the room where Travis was casually playing video games only to collapse in tears, completely overwhelmed. What melted fans' hearts was not just the story itself, but the way Travis responded. Without hesitation, he said everything aside, wrapped her up in his arms, and kissed the top of her head as she sobbed into his chest. I started crying, too. You know, I'm a crier, Travis admitted, which only made Taylor smile through her tears as she teased him with, "You were weeping." The way they looked at each other while telling the story said it all. They were reliving the memory together, as if it had bonded them in a way nothing else could. Throughout the conversation, the couple could not keep their hands off one another. Taylor would reach for his arm or touch his face mid-sentence, and Travis would squeeze her hand or pull her closer without even thinking about it. It was the perfect mix of raw vulnerability and unapologetic affection. They were not just talking about supporting each other's careers. They were showing what that support looks like in real time. Tears, kisses, laughter, and the kind of physical closeness that comes from being completely safe with someone. Fans were left swooning at the sight of a pop superstar and an NFL giant melting into each other so naturally. It was PDA, yes, but it was the most tender kind. Taylor and Travis did not just tell the world that they lift each other up. They put it on full display, reminding everyone that love is not just about the big public gestures, but about the quiet moments, too. The kisses on the forehead, the tears shared, and the hands that never let go. If you thought the entire podcast was already filled to the brim with PDA, inside jokes, and sweet little glimpses into Taylor and Travis's everyday life, the ending really sealed the deal. It could not have wrapped up on a cuter note. Taylor, being the showstopper she is, made sure her podcast debut went out with a little sparkle. As the 2-hour episode was winding down, she tossed gold confetti in the air with that signature Swift flair, looked into the camera with a smile, and said, "And on that note, thanks for having me." But of course, Taylor Swift was not about to end things with just words. She blew a kiss straight to the camera, and without missing a beat, Travis leaned in with a grin and said those 3 magic words, "I love you." And then came the moment that melted everyone's hearts. He pulled her in and planted a sweet kiss right there on air. It was the kind of smooch that said everything fans have been speculating for months. These two are not only serious, they are head over heels. Jason Kelce, who had been watching his brother and Taylor flirt and gush for the past 2 hours, could not help himself. He let out the most genuine big brother reaction, blurting out, "My gosh," while grinning ear to ear. It was the perfect cherry on top of an episode that had everything from bread puns to hearts to Taylor announcing her brand new album. Fans immediately clipped the moment and shared it all over social media, with people calling it the rom-com ending we never knew we needed. Others joked that Jason is now officially the captain of the Swift and Kelce fan club because the way he reacted was exactly how the rest of us felt watching them. It was romantic. It was playful. And it was such a refreshing reminder that even with all their fame and success, Taylor and Travis still know how to keep love lighthearted and sweet. It has been anything but a cruel summer for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. If anything, it has been the sweetest, softest, most love-soaked season yet for America's favorite couple. With her records-shattering Aries tour finally wrapping in December and Travis's football grind slowing down after February, the two have slipped into a surprisingly mellow rhythm, and it is giving major regular couple vibes that fans cannot get enough of. An insider dished to the Post that the pop icon and the NFL superstar have been living their life very normally, and that Taylor has even settled into the role of a regular NFL girlfriend. While Travis, for his part, is happily cheering her on. That is right. The same woman who fills stadiums around the world has been enjoying the simple things. No entourage, no glitzy yacht parties in the Med, no flashy A-list photo ops. Instead, it has been road trips, low-key family time, and plenty of private moments together. During the Era tour, the two were practically collecting passport stamps just to make their relationship work. Flying across continents on private jets just to squeeze in a few days together. But now they are trading long-haul flights for cozy nights in sourdough baking sessions and lazy mornings that feel straight out of a rom-com. According to sources, they have absolutely loved laying low, and their version of romance looks a lot less like champagne-soaked boat parties and more like supporting each other through real life. While the rest of Hollywood has been photographed sunning themselves on yachts in Europe, Taylor and Travis have been spotted doing the most down-to-earth things together, attending rustic, intimate weddings where they blend in with friends instead of stealing the spotlight, and even showing up for sick family members when they are needed most. It is a softer, more grounded chapter for both of them, and it feels like a sneak peek into what real life as a couple looks like behind the superstar curtain. Fans have taken note, too, calling it one of the most authentic glimpses into Taylor's personal life yet. The PDA is sweet, the commitment is clear, and the vibe is domestic bliss rather than Hollywood spectacle. In other words, it may be the most untailored Taylor era we have ever seen, and everyone is eating it up. In June, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce proved yet again that they are just as comfortable being in small-town family settings as they are on massive stages and football fields. The two lovebirds showed up at the wedding of Kelce's cousin Tanner Karourm, which was held on a picturesque farm in Knoxville, Tennessee. Instead of hiding in the corner or keeping their distance to avoid attention, the couple blended right in with the rest of the guests. Onlookers said they were happily swaying to the music in the background while the bride and groom enjoyed their first dance. And yes, there were moments where Travis and Taylor looked like they were in their own little world, moving together like they were starring in their own romantic movie. Fans who caught wind of it online went wild because it was such a sweet and unfiltered look at them as a couple who can enjoy a farm wedding just like anyone else. After the wedding, Taylor and Travis shifted into a more serious chapter when they spent much of July in Boca Raton, Florida. Travis rented a jaw-dropping $20 million mansion. But it was not just about the luxury. The move was actually so the couple could be close to Taylor's dad, Scott Kingsley Smith, who needed to undergo a sudden and very serious heart operation. Taylor opened up about it on the New Heights podcast and revealed that her father had to have a quintuple bypass surgery, which she described as incredibly intense and happening almost overnight. In classic Taylor fashion, she shared that it had been terrifying at first, but she reassured listeners that her dad is doing really well now. The way she spoke about it with Travis right beside her made it clear how much family means to both of them. That podcast episode ended up being a huge moment for fans. It was not only the place where Taylor announced her 12th studio health scares, everyday routines, and even the way they support each other when things get tough, it was obvious that their relationship has. They even turned up at NoCo, a buzzy wood-fired Asian spot in East Nashville, without reservations and with zero expectation of celebrity treatment. Another fan sighting caught them at Buchan in Palm Beach laughing and blending right in. The so-called golden couple of America seem perfectly happy to skip the velvet ropes and just be a regular couple in love, which only makes fans adore them more. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you liked this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities. Music.